Hello there, you're now with me, Dulce for TVS English News at 5. Our top story. A comprehensive plan to bolster the Malaysian economy and enhance its competitiveness, ultimately leading to an improved quality of life for all Malaysians. The Madani economy revolves around two key pillars, namely economic reforms and ensuring a surplus of income for the people. Additionally, it sets forth 7 critical performance indicators as medium-term targets, slated for achievement by 2033, following the latest economic framework.
Saya mencadangkan ekonomi madani memperkasa rakyat sebagai wadah mengangkat semula darjat dan martabat negara ini dengan menstruktur semula ekonomi ke arah Malaysia sebagai peneraju ekonomi utama di rantau Asia Tenggara.
The plan outlines 7 key indicators, including positioning Malaysia in the top 30 global economies and securing a spot among the top 12 in the Global Competitiveness Index, while achieving gender equality in the labor force with 60% women's participation. The economic structural reforms aims to create meaningful job opportunities and establish a social protection network for all. Additionally, policies will be implemented to increase wages relative to GDP to be on par with developed countries.
Acknowledging Sarawak's pioneering efforts in green growth activities, Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim announced the government's plan to introduce new initiatives to foster the growth of the green energy industry in Malaysia, to coincide with the launch of the National Energy Transition Roadmap, or NETR, while emphasizing the roadmap's core objective of enhancing climate resilience and paving the way for a greener and more sustainable future in Malaysia.
Antara ikhtiar utama termasuk meningkatkan kapasiti penyanaan tenaga boleh baru, pemasangan panel solar di bangunan kerajaan, serta dasar perdagangan tenaga boleh baru melalui sistem pasaran elektrik. Kita wajar mencontohi usaha Sarawak yang nampak mempelopori bidang ini, yang memperintiskan kenderaan menggunakan tenaga hidrogen serta CCUS, Carbon Capture Utilization and Storage, dan kerajaan oleh itu bercadang untuk menyediakan insentif khusus bagi menggalak aktiviti pertumbuhan hijau baru sebegini.
Similarly, Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim has revealed that all Malaysian citizens aged 21 and above earning an annual salary of 100,000 ringgit or less will be granted a 100 ringgit e-wallet incentive by the government. The decision comes as a result of the successful implementation and significant impact of previous e-wallet credit programs.
The incentive would be eligible for 10 million citizens from B40 and M40 groups, drawing inspiration from the successful e-Belia Ramah (EBR) program. The government has allocated approximately 1 billion ringgit for this initiative. Specific distribution details were not provided. It is expected to follow registration and payout method similar to the EBR program, ensuring a smooth and efficient process for eligible recipients.
The Madani Economy Framework encapsulates Malaysia's vision and aspirations to be the next Asian tiger by 2033. Senior lecturer in political economy UiTM Sabah, Associate Professor Firdausi Sufyan, said the plan is doable, but one that requires a strong fundamental aspect and proper implementation. Here's what he has to say.
Alright, kalau kita fokus kepada pelaksanaan, right? Dan kalau kita fokus dengan pelaksanaan yang strategik, seperti mana dalam ekonomi madani ini, sudah tentu kita boleh laksanakan, dan juga kita harus memastikan fundamental aspect, fundamental growth, country punya fundamental itu kukuh. Political stability, kemampanan fiskal, right? Employment, dan juga investment kita, pelaburan kita kepada sumber manusia, teknologi. Sekiranya ini dalam jalan ataupun dalam dilaksanakan secara strategik, I think we are in the right trajectory to achieve ekonomi madani mungkin boleh menjadi Asian Tiger again.
In other news, the Royal Malaysian Navy Volunteer Reserve is offering payments of up to 9 ringgit per hour to those who join its ranks. Lieutenant Muhammad Ismail Yaakob, Staff Officer of the Kuching Naval Reserve Unit, highlighted this among the potential benefits for those interested in joining the Navy Volunteer Reserve program.
He informed that the NRU is offering opportunities for the public to join the unit on July 29th, with walk-in registrations taking place from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the premises of Kuching Naval Reserve Unit building.
Kita juga memberi kemudahan mileage dan juga kita pun mempelbagaikan aktiviti yang membolehkan warga awam tu sekiranya join PSS TDM, kita boleh memberi peluang untuk menembak dan juga khusus kejayaan yang dianjurkan oleh markas pasukan simpanan TLDM yang markasnya adalah di penempatan markasnya di Sungai Lumcu, Johor. Jadi dan juga ada yang certain khusus juga diadakan di KD Sri Penang yang di Pulau Pinang lah.
The NRU prioritizes young officers and soldiers who reside within a 100-kilometer radius from the city center. Training will be conducted twice a week on Tuesdays and Saturdays, starting from 6 in the evening until 10 p.m. The Naval Reserve Unit also welcomes participation from individuals with diverse backgrounds such as lecturers, teachers, and customs officers. The selection criteria for recruiting potential young officers and soldiers for RMN VR Series 2/23 are as listed.
Sarawak stands tall among the top 5 states, leading Malaysia's trade, making a significant impact on the country's export. Together, these states collectively account for an impressive 82% of their total exports. Chief Statistician of Malaysia, Dato' Sri Muhammad Uzair Mahidin, said this achievement is reflected in Malaysia's total trade value, which reached 222.1 billion ringgit in June 2023, with exports amounting to 124 billion ringgit and imports at 98.2 billion ringgit.
He mentioned that the decline in exports was influenced by lower export figures in several states, including Johor, which decreased by 9.4 billion ringgit, Sarawak with a reduction of 4.6 billion ringgit, followed by Selangor by 3.5 billion ringgit. Other states such as Sabah experienced a decline of 1.1 billion ringgit, Perak negative 847.9 million ringgit, Terengganu negative 380.1 million ringgit, Kelantan, negative 269.6 million ringgit. Kuala Lumpur, negative 78.8 million ringgit. And Perlis, negative 13.7 million ringgit. However, export values increased in Penang by 6.4 billion ringgit. Labuan added 950.5 million ringgit. And Kedah rose by 882.6 million ringgit. Other states that also registered export growth were Pahang, positive 336.8 million ringgit. Melaka, positive 209.7 million ringgit, and Negeri Sembilan, positive 81.4 million ringgit. Penang remained as the top exporter, contributing 33.2% to the nation's total exports, followed by Johor 20.8%, Selangor 17.3%, Sarawak 6.3%, and Kuala Lumpur 4.4%. Meanwhile, Selangor continued to dominate Malaysia's imports with 25.8%, followed by Johor 21.2%, Penang 19.8%, Melaka 7.2%, and Kuala Lumpur 7.1%.
In global news, a body of a 45-year-old shepherd was found in the rural area of Greece as wildfires continue to rage across the central region of the country, destroying factories and farms, prompting Greek farmers to evacuate following orders from authorities in the hard-hit areas. Greece Fire Brigade spokesperson said in the last 24 hours alone, at least 61 wildfires have occurred across the country.
Farmer Kostas Kokovinos said that uncleared lands and trees have made the fire spread faster than anticipated, which problems caused by a lack of public authority.
Over here, after the high temperatures that the county had and the excessive wind from noon onwards, the fire was created. It started, I cannot say, from the grass on various fronts in the area, and we got to this situation from the lack of public authority, of regional governors, mayors. I cannot say, to burn half of magnesia, from uncleared lands, from uncut trees, and from abandoned farmlands and various such things. We reach the point of having a problem with properties, with factories, not with fields that cost little to rebuild, with factories and various other things that burn, and eventually for the fire to reach Volos.
A fire broke out in multiple parts of Volos, starting from Velestino, Agios, Georgios, but it was quickly contained by the locals. Evacuation information was provided by the local authorities, but unfortunately, the fire has spread even further due to wind conditions. Raging flames has approached the urban area of Volos, near Neapolis area and close to the stadium.
Meanwhile, in Australia, a part of pilot whales died as a result of beaching in Western Australia, following desperate rescue attempts by approximately 350 people. Wildlife officials said that a part of 97 long-fin pilot whales gathered in the shallow water of Chinese Beach, about 400 kilometers southeast of Perth, with scores stranding themselves on the sand.
Some 250 volunteers joined 100 wildlife experts in a vain struggle to save the rest of the pod from Tuesday until Thursday, as dozens of people in wetsuits tried to coax the tightly packed group of remaining pilot whales into deeper waters and then out to the sea. A spokesperson for the Parks and Wildlife Service told the media that volunteers and everyone attempted to get them back out into the deeper water, and then they re-beached themselves. From that point, the vets assessed them, and it was determined on welfare grounds that they needed to be euthanized. Incident Controller Peter Hartley said that it was probably one of the hardest decisions in his 34 years in wildlife management, and thanked rescuers for their enormous efforts to save the whales in cold waters. Scientists do not fully understand why mass strandings occur, but pilot whales, which can grow to more than 6 meters or 20 feet long, are highly sociable, so they may follow pod mates who stray into danger.
Irish singer Sinead O'Connor, famous for her 90s hit Nothing Compares to You, has sadly passed away at the age of 56, as confirmed by her family and reported by Irish national broadcaster RTE on July 26. Her family expressed their deep sadness and requested privacy during this challenging time.
O'Connor was known for her bold and outspoken personality, challenging traditional notions of feminism and sexuality in the music industry during the early 1990s. Her rendition of Prince's song in the music video, which has garnered nearly 400 million views on YouTube, catapulted her to global fame. Aside from her music, she gained attention for her outspoken views on various topics such as religion, sex, feminism, and war. In her 2021 memoir, Rememberings, O'Connor referred to herself as a protest singer rather than a pop star, expressing her desire to address important issues and not seek fame. Back in 2018, O'Connor reverted to Islam and changed her name to Shuhada Sadakat while continuing to perform under her original name. Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar expressed condolences on X, formerly known as Twitter, praising her unmatched talent and the love her music received worldwide.
And that's the quarter-hour update on News at 5. Thank you for watching.